Welcome to the Global Wellness HQ family of podcasts. We are your international headquarters for resources and ideas and insight in relation to the 9 elements of holistic wellness. Join us as we interview local and international wellness experts and learn how you can implement and improve one element or dimension of wellness at a time. Our experts will share their practical tips on wellness in one of these core areas: emotional, intellectual, occupational, physical, environmental, financial, spiritual, social, or habitual. We created our family of podcasts as a resource for anyone who is looking to integrate the 9 elements of holistic wellness into their daily lives. Welcome to the show. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Global Wellness HQ. In today's episode of the podcast, I want to talk about Dunbar's number. I'll explain that in a minute. I just want to let you know this is a rant alert and it has nothing to do with Dunbar, everything to do with the number. I want to thank the BBC. This is a great article. If you want to follow up and read this article, you definitely can. But basically, Dunbar's number holds that we can only maintain about 150 connections. And me being me, I was offended because I want to be networking. I want to know more people. And I took it very literally and I tried to push the number and I kept running into Dunbar's number. It would hit me like a freight train. And so I developed a little bit of resentment towards Dunbar. What I realized was it had nothing to do with the person and everything to do with me. So, Robin, I apologize for insulting Dunbar's number if I ever have insulted it. I meant no offense. I realize in hindsight that it's just there. And by the way, the fact that it's related to intelligence, I felt that that was flexible and maybe I could bend it. But the reality is, what I've come to realize is that Dunbar's number is pretty close. And I've realized that there's different things, and I'm going to explain that. But basically, we can only have about 150 deep, close relationships where we know things about other people, where we remember everything about them. Once we get over that number, sorry, but people start to drop off. And I'm a full-time professional networker, so to me that was unacceptable. I've tried technology. The reality is I can only keep so many people in my head at a time, no matter what I do. And that's I'm going to go into some more detail, but basically the thing I realized is that Dunbar has more than just this 150 number that offended me. And again, I'm going to thank the BBC for this because this gave me peace of mind. So Dunbar goes further, and his work, he's a social scientist. He studied, I think, everything from apes and chimps all the way up to humans. But basically, what he found is that the average person can maintain an intimate circle of 5 loved ones, and those are the nearest and dearest. We remember their birthdays, anniversaries, favorite colors, etc. Once we get beyond loved ones, maybe 15 good friends, we can keep track of birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. We can have about 50 friends, and that's, acquaintances. You know them to see them, you might meet at social gatherings, but really there's a limit to how many friends any one human being can have. Forget what social media will tell you. Your brain can't keep track of too much. Now, the 150, this is where I took offense. When I first heard it, I didn't get the context of the meaningful contacts. And that's, I think, important. If you look at your business network, you can only keep about 150 people in your mind and remember, okay, this person likes to meet these people. It gets hard once you go above 150. And I'm sure there are smarter people than I who figured out technology and CRMs and things like that. But raw human memory, I can't get past about 150 people. And as much as I want to hold every person in my network near and dear, Some will fall out of that circle of meaningful contacts, and that's okay. And that's where I've come to peace with myself, not with Dunbar, because it's not Dunbar's fault that he did the research and Jeff took exception. We as a species, most human beings, and by the way, this is plus or minus based on intelligence and technology and other things, we can manage about 500 acquaintances. And really truly, I say this sincerely, at this point you're starting to forget names, maybe faces. You definitely can't remember details like, when we met, where we met, how we met, who we met through. um, these are people that you know to say hi to, but the minute they're out of sight, you're like, how did I meet that person? And then this is the page where I can be happy. 1,500 is the number of people we can recognize. So once you get beyond that, the human brain literally doesn't have the bandwidth to remember faces, doesn't remember names. So if you're struggling to remember people's faces or names, take comfort in knowing that we live in a modern world where we tend to know more people. And by the way, this counts for social media, this counts for real relationships, this counts for Zoom. Once you reach about 1,500 people, you're going to need some help to remember things, including their faces. So again, this is not a resistance of Dunbar's number. This is embracing it, accepting it. And now my goal, my mission, and I welcome all of you to play along with me, is to find ways to optimize my network. And one of the things I'm working on is being really clear from my perspective who belongs in each circle. And this is from a personal level. From a business perspective, I would mirror this and say we can only have maybe 5 beloved clients or connections. Those are the people that you do anything for. If they call, you answer the phone no matter time of day or night. These slots closest to your heart, in my opinion, if you're looking to grow a business, should be reserved for your best clients. They've got the best attitude, they've got the best mindset, they value you, and they're profitable for you. Now, you might have 15 good clients, you might have 50 clients total, maybe you have 150 meaningful clients. So you can see that the level of care and attention, your favorite clients should get your best care and attention. And by the way, it doesn't have to be clients, it could be networking contacts. As you go out from the center, the attention gets less and less. And I'll give you an example. If I've met somebody once and they reach out to me and say, "Hey, Jeff, drop everything. I want you to introduce me to this person," the answer is probably no. But if somebody in my inner circle reaches out and says, "Jeff, this is urgent. I need to meet somebody," I will drop everything and help them. And the way I see it, the closer someone is to me, the more I'm willing to help them, whether I get paid for that or not. The further out they get, I have to protect my time, my attention. I have to learn to say no to those people who are very distant. I once had somebody reach out that I'd met once at a networking event, and they said, "I see you know these 10 people. Could you introduce me to them?" And I said, I appreciate the request. I appreciate you reaching out. I will make one introduction. The rest is up to you. So one of the things I do is the further out people are in my network, I teach them how to self-serve, how to connect with people in my network so that I don't have to waste my time getting in the middle and connecting. And by the way, that was a huge life lesson because I used to connect anyone for the sake of connecting because I got this huge joy from connecting people and being connected. But I realized I was burning out and I was getting exhausted from just helping random people connect with random people. Now I reserve my one-on-one introductions for paying clients and really close people in my community and network. So I hope that was useful to you. Again, all due respect to Robin Dunbar. Robin, you're doing great work. I appreciate the work you're doing. I just wish that my brain was capable of going beyond the limitations that your studies and research have shown. So I just did this a little bit tongue in cheek. I want to make peace with myself, with Robin, with Dunbar's number. But for those of you who are connecting and networking in business, think about your energy, your time, your attention, and your dollars. And where you focus is where you're going to see results. So if you put your time and attention into your best clients and your loved ones, you're going to have the best results in that circle. So for me personally, my family always comes first and then everybody else. So to me, there is nothing negotiable about this inner circle. And now it's about where do I put people? And this is a great filter for me because if somebody is clearly out here, I can say thank you and no thank you. Whereas if somebody's in here, I'm going to look for ways to say yes. I hope that was helpful. And again, I appreciate the research that Robin Dunbar has done. If somebody has magically found a way to crush these limits, crush through these barriers, I would love to hear your stories. I would love to have you on the podcast, and I'd love to have your comments below. So thank you and see you on the next episode. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our show. We hope that you enjoyed this episode, and we invite you to either click the link below or scan the QR code to register and listen to other episodes of our podcast. Or if you think your business or you would be a great guest to be on our show, we're always looking for experts in one of the 9 elements of holistic wellness. We'd love to have you. You can either click the link below or you can scan the QR code and complete our speaker intake form. Thank you and to your wellness.